A new season of racing. The 9th season of Thursday Night Thunder. The Gen 4 cars are back. We're ready to roll. Nick Pressey and Noah Belleville on the front row for the first race of another 16 race campaign between these two winners, ready to go green from Homestead-Miami Speedway. 125 laps on offer tonight. Green flag is out, and we're racing at Homestead. Clean and green for the first 3 laps. Defending champion Jacob Prince in the second position. And the driver from the Palmetto State, Greenwood, South Carolina, to be exact. He sits in that silver medal spot with Pressey in the 9-4, just starting to run away. Noah Belleville. I make fun of him all the time. I call him part-time because he completed 15 of 16 races with this disastrous internet connection, and Tom Sears behind him in 4th, the 2-time champion, trying to hold on in his Celtics Supra. But back to Belleville. He says he's full-time. He says he's going to go for the long haul this season in that awesome, by the way, awesome Chip Ganassi 41 car, looking good in the bronze medal position just for now. And we'll see just how far he decides to take it. But the 41 doing his thing in the 3rd position. And then this guy, the 2-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, ahead of the no longer rookie, last year's rookie. And now, can you call him a veteran? It's his 2nd season. Matt Seeger rolling behind the 14. This is the battle for 4th. Here come the Bluegrass Bandits. Grandma Jeannie asking if anyone else is having streaming issues, and let me know. If chat, let me know. If someone's having streaming issues, let me know what's going on so we can get that fixed. I'm sorry to have that going on here. Maybe it's on my end. Maybe I've got to just update some things. We'll try and get that fixed. Toby Estes running in the 7th position. Josh Kamen running in that 61. He's a rookie this season, just ahead of Vincenzo Iacovazzi, another rookie. That's 8th and 9th with Kyle St. John. Is it St. John or St. Jean? I never asked him. We'll find out one way or the other. For now, it's St. John. Look at all these rookies right here. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Gaiman all the way through Fleming. Rookies just trying to get, well, not necessarily get their feet wet, but definitely in Thursday Night Thunder, just trying to make these steps count. Nick Pressey still ahead, your pole sitter, and so far putting in some of the fastest laps consistently. Defending champion Jake Prince in second, and Noah Belleville still sitting in third. And then you've got this battle right here. They're all starting to accordion up, especially this guy. We talked about one of the Bluegrass Bandits earlier in Toby Estes in that 8 car. How about Briley Wright in the 2-9, racing that John Bronco Ford Taurus? And if you don't know John Bronco, get on YouTube and search John Bronco, and just tell me what you find. It is some of the funniest documentary work I've ever seen, and I use the term documentary very lightly. But if you're in for a laugh, just find that little John Bronco documentary. There's 2 of them, and start watching. It's worth your time. But anyway, great paint scheme here. Noah Belleville, by the way, made that. The 3rd place driver made this John Bronco paint scheme right here in that 2-9. So, pretty cool stuff. Already the creativity flying amongst the drivers, and these race cars are looking really, really good. 25 cars on offer tonight, and it looks like we've already had a few that are either dropping out or having huge internet issues there. Tower's going crazy while these drivers are trying to get themselves sorted out. John Honeybrink running in that 2-0 NVIDIA machine behind Ryan Pennell. This is 17th and 18th, all the way from Hollywood, Florida. Not California, Hollywood, Florida. One Ryan Pennell, about an hour and a half away, sort of half an hour away from Miami, right in the heart of Fort Lauderdale, you could say. Ryan Pennell sits in the 18th position, and he's one of the Floridian drivers in today's race. Matt Kenton, that 3-1. The pitcher from A&M, and I think he's playing for the Fubon Guardians again in Taiwan. I'd have to ask him. I could be wrong about that, but genuinely, jokes aside, a very, very accomplished baseball pitcher. And one driver who's less accomplished is Austin Mongold. That 17 car just goes for a huge turn there out of the corner. And back up to 6th through whatever the hell's going on back here. This really long line of drivers. Steven Oberstadt in the double 8. Trying to stay just within the top 15, but Ryan Lindemann has been reeling him in. Another one of the rookies last year who kind of graduated his first season of TNT. He and Dale Markowski. I think Dale Markowski was a rookie last season. I'm not sure. This is the battle for that 15th position. Let's go on board. No idea where these guys are at. Got to fire this cameraman. The 5-1 and the double 3. Look at Markowski. He actually gets loose out of the corner. Must have been side by side the whole way through the corner. Markowski finally recovers the race car. The 51 of Ryan Lindemann. Gets away with 15th, and now he tries to close the gap to Steven Oberstadt, who's closing the gap to Thomas Andrews, who's drafting off of Kevin Feemster in that silver and black number 7. The John Bronco Mobile, the 2-9 of Briley Wright. He's trying to catch up to rookie Chris Fleming in that 38. Kyle St. John gets loose, and Vinny Iacovazzi wants to make up that gap all the way to St. John. And Matt Seeger in the 16, nestled inside that top 10. Now watching what's going to happen between Josh Gaiman and Toby Estes on board with the 16. 19 laps into this race, still at the front, and he does not move. Nick Pressey, half a second ahead of Jacob Prince, and over the last 5 laps, Jacob Prince has been quicker than Nick Pressey. Are the tires finally giving out on that 94? 25 to 30 laps, the estimated pit window. Race Facts brought to you by the good folks over at Drip Diecast and Collectibles. Been with us basically since day one of TNT, if you want to think about it. Your number one online store for any sorts of NASCAR and sports memorabilia. We'll talk about them later. Shout out Drip Diecast. Battle for the lead getting close now. We'll see just what Pressey can do. He's got to play defense. He's just been extending this lead here. Green flag pit stops are on the way. But just how close is it going to get? There's the 99. And Pressey in the 94. Just how's he going to hold him off? If the tires are gone, and check out Noah Belleville in the 41. He's getting ready for something. If the tires are gone, Pressey's not going to have much grip on the racetrack, and there it is. Donald Ray, the pride of Rockwall, Texas. Not part of tonight's race, but hopefully he shows up later in the show. And Papa Bear's in the house as well. Got to give a shout out to Papa Bear. He's been with us since the Xbox days as well. Josh Gayman's gone around in the 61. Something's gone. There he is on the backstretch. He just blinked for a moment, but something happened to Gayman. Just gets loose off the corner, maybe. Oh, he gets loose off the corner right up into Jeremy Brio in the number 7-4. Donald Ray wanted to be here, but he got held up playing golf. Jacket, you go ahead and stay out there. I tell you what, I only play mini golf, but right now, just that sounds pretty fantastic. I don't blame you. Don't get me wrong, I love my TNT, but golf is pretty fantastic too. Shout out Don Ray. Shout out everybody from the great state of Texas, and shout out to the University of Arkansas. Woo pig. Gaiman goes around. He recovers. He sits in 19th before these upcoming pit stops, and Jeremy Brio will take the... No, he won't take the lead. He's in 7th. I'm sorry. For a second, I thought he went to the top. I have no idea what happened. Noah Belleville's in 2nd place, and Nick Pressey has just fallen off the podium almost. Tom Sears, the 2-time champion, within 1.5 seconds of the Brooklyn pilot. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. 24 laps into this race, caution free. This is the first race of our ninth season of Thursday Night Thunder. And it's crazy to think that in 2025 we'll be doing double digits. We'll be in our 10th season. That's pretty fantastic. Austin Mongold got loose earlier. He's fighting for 16th and maybe his life right now. It looks like he's struggling to hold on to that 17 on board. .100 laps to go this time by Noah Belleville, sitting in 2nd with Jacob Prince 0.6 ahead. Nick Pressey has a hot incoming Tom Sears, already riding the high side. And I was talking to Noah Belleville earlier today. He said he was curious about running the top early in this race. It looks like he's adapted quickly. Tom Sears has adapted quickly. You want to talk about somebody who has adapted? How about Kyle St. John in that double 5? He's up 11 places from where he started, side by side with Jeremy Brio in the Taco Bell Dodge. Let's go back to what happened with Josh Gayman here, and let's see if we can get a look with Jeremy Brio in that 7-4. Let's ride on board and have a listen. And that was the incident on lap 21. No caution thrown. St. John within 0.6 of the top 5. And the 55 now trailing that 16 Camry. Seeger running in 5th. Up 1 place from where he started. St. John up 11 places from where he started. And one of the Bluegrass Bandits now hot on his trail. Toby Estes in that excellent black number 8 Budweiser. And if you don't know, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Dale Jr. ran this paint scheme at Talladega, and I think he won with it at Talladega. And then it wasn't the Budweiser car, but I think Martin Truex Jr. also drove something like this in the Busch Series. Again, I could be wrong. The Bluegrass Bandits are nose to tail. Estes in the 8. He's got Wright in the 2-9. Check this out. And never mind, he's coming down pit road. He almost gets clipped by Briley Wright in the process. Hang on, watch that again. Briley Wright almost destroyed Toby Estes in the process of coming down pit road. Oh, that was really close. Watch this again. See if we can get a better angle. Well, goodness, I think we can. I have no idea. Let's have another look. There it is. That could have ended in disaster. Toby barely makes it on down into the pits. Now it's Briley's turn to make it into the pits. So lap 31, just at the end of the race fact prediction, is when our green flag pit stops will start. Kevin Feemster, the pride of the Hoosier State. Is it the Hoosier State? Is that Indiana's nickname? I have no clue. He's from Indiana, and he's in the lead. Well, he's going to be if he keeps on running here. Jacob Prince comes down onto the pit road. I think my timing and scoring is slower than I think it is, because that's the second time I've mistaken somebody for the lead. Grandma Jeannie saying that the stream keeps cutting out on Twitch, and if anyone else is having issues, it could be me. Let me see what I can do to remedy this situation. And you know what? Twitch does say that my stream is unstable, so perhaps the YouTube stream is great and the Twitch stream is garbage. Let me see what I can do to fix this. Sorry for the issues, Grandma Jeannie. We'll get you taken care of. No worries. Vincenzo Iacovazzi, the rookie, decides to take the lead. That's Tommy Withers that sits in 3rd. Chris Fleming is in that 2nd position. No issues for Donald Ray. D-Buck says the stream's good on his end as well. Shout out to the good folks in North Carolina. Papa Bear says the stream's good on their end as well. Okay. Maybe a refresh, Grandma Jeannie. Let me know what's going on here. Vin Iacovazzi right to the front, and I think Papa Bear might be familiar with Iacovazzi as well. Maybe ran with him in NNR. I should remember this because I know he told me, I think last week, and I have no idea. But the lucky number 13, Cool Ranch Doritos Chevrolet, will come down into the pits. Tommy Withers will now assume the lead if he does not come down into the pits. The Viagra Taurus will slow down, will come down into the pits, and now it's up to rookie Gavin Hudspeth to take the lead. He will not. Toby Estes, the man in black, in that number 8 Dale Jr. Chevrolet, out of turn number 2. He sits in 8th. Nick Pressey in 7th. Sears in 6th. And here are going to be your eventual leaders. Noah Belleville in 5th and Jacob Prince in 4th. New leaders at Homestead, 34 laps into the season opener. If you just tuned in, I'm Rick James. We got friends amongst us on the racetrack in the chat. If you haven't grabbed a cold beverage, do so. I think I'm going to do the same. I'll shut up for a minute and I'll let these race cars sing. This is the battle for first place between Jacob Prince and Noah Belleville. ready to go racing. Well, still are racing, aren't we? We've never had a caution. And at the front, the pride of DeSoto, Missouri. One Noah Belleville at the front of this race. Then, no question, his biggest fan, Grandma Jeannie, in the house. And Grandma Jeannie, you know, if you're out and about, maybe if you're watching on your phone and if you're traveling, I don't know, maybe the internet connection's unstable, but let the good folks of Missouri know about Rick James TV. And let's get some eyes on Noah Belleville, your grandson, leading this race. Tom Sears sits in third, 2 1/2 seconds removed from this top two. John Honeybrink, the Season 4 Talladega winner, running in that 25th position. Notables who have dropped out. Nobody, as a matter of fact. I think we've still got all 25 drivers running so far. John Honeybrink is running. Elrich George from Nassau in the Bahamas. We do have a lot of countries represented in TNT. The Bahamas right here in Elrich George. I think Kyle St. John, Quebecois, if I'm going to guess. I don't know, just a hunch, throwing that out there. We've had, let's see, obviously the United States in representative like 99% of the drivers. Canada, Mexico, the Dominican Republic. I think, no idea. Lots of countries represented in TNT, and I think Kyle St. John might just add to that. Noah Belleville still leading this one, and he's running away with it, by the way. This is the defending champion, Jacob Prince, in that second position. I say running away with that just as Jacob Prince starts to claw it back. If this happens to be Noah Belleville's indeed 16 race run for the TNT Championship, Jacob Prince has his work cut out for him. Make no mistake. There are the point standings from, what was it, the ARC's Race of Champions. That is absolutely irrelevant. And in true Rick James TV fashion, it doesn't all go right, but there it is. I think these are the points coming into the final last season, and Jacob Prince all but winning that championship. So there's just a rough look of what the points were like going into last season's final, and Jacob Prince not only looking to capitalize by winning a second championship, one immediately after his rookie season, but looking to win the opening race of his defending campaign. So, you know, no pressure to Greenwood, South Carolina's Jacob Prince, but there's a lot on the line. And how about this guy? Where did he come from? Kyle St. John now trying to overtake Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews, and the 2-car trying to defend against a rookie. Oh, they got close, my God. Was there a little bit of contact? Have a look at this. Coming out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. See if they touch. Oh, St. John drifted up the racetrack. I think Andrews tried to avoid him, and he just got himself into the wall. Hopefully there's no damage on that 2-car. St. John continues undisturbed, up 10 places from where he started, into 7th. Noah Belleville opens his lead over Jacob Prince, but remember, Nick Pressey did the same thing. Pressey finds himself in the 4th position now, after leading the first 20-some-odd laps of this race. Into the, 15th position? Matt Kent and the Cartoon Network machine battling with Dale Markowski in the double 3. Twelfth and 13th after the running order sorts itself out. The rookie, Yakovazzi now on the outside. Chris Fleming in the 3-8, trying to get into 12th. And lucky number 13, trying to make the top dirty dozen. Yakovazzi in the Doritos car on the outside of Fleming, and it looks like he's going to solidify himself in that 12th position. And Papa Bear let me know in 2006, Junior ran the black Bud car, talking about Toby Estes in that number 8. And a gorgeous car that it is. And Papa Bear letting us know Dale Jr. will mark his dad's 55th birthday by driving a black car at Dega this weekend. That is pretty special. And this is one of the things that I just absolutely love the most about Thursday Night Thunder, is just that drivers genuinely will just, you know, express some of their boyhood heroes in these paint schemes. I certainly do. I'm a huge Jeff Gordon fan. Toby Estes, clearly, I mean, and I was going to say a big fan of Dale Earnhardt, but who isn't a fan? At this point, who isn't, in some capacity, a fan of Dale Earnhardt? And you've got to admire Dale Jr., not only for his contribution on the racetrack, but I think now more off the racetrack. I mean, let's be honest. Dale Jr. was a fantastic race car driver. Really close to breaking a lot of notable records in NASCAR. But not only, I mean, he was the face of the sport for how long? A decade and a half? Unbelievable contribution. And now off the racetrack, his podcasts are amazing to listen to. If you haven't listened to the Dale Jr. Downloader, if you haven't at least seen one of those TikToks, do yourself a favor and do so. It's worth your time. And I always love a good NASCAR story. And I think there's a story, one of my favorite stories is about Dale Jr.'s first time testing at Talladega. He got called away from the shop. His brother Kerry stayed behind. And he was learning how to drive a car there, and it was just awesome stuff. If you get the chance, listen to the Dale Jr. Download. It's unbelievable. Toby Estes sits in that top 5, and the sophomore. There we go. There's the word for it. I was struggling to find the word earlier, but the sophomore, Matt Seeger, his second TNT campaign underway, and in the 6th position. When, if you take a look at who's behind him, Noah Belleville, who won a handful of races last season. Jacob Prince, who I think won 6 races last season. The 2-time champion Tom Sears. The pole sitter Nick Pressey. Toby Estes, also winner of a handful of TNT races. And let's put some respect on his name. I think he finished 3rd in the points last season as well. And then the sophomore Matt Seeger. It's not light competition that's ahead of him. And Seeger's getting closer to Estes. It's pretty fantastic what he's doing. And then 2.5 seconds behind him, the rookie St. John, impressing not just myself, but I'm sure a lot of fans, making some fans on the racetrack, that's for sure. So Kyle St. John in that double 5. He's got Massachusetts pilot Jeremy Brio in the 74 behind him. And Briley Wright, one of those Bluegrass Bandits, trailing in that John Bronco Ford Taurus. And as the song says, Mama, she named me Bronco. Tough as nails. And Briley Wright trying to be a little bit tougher right now, trying to get up into the top 8, but halfway, coming on strong, and only 1 pit stop underway. Kay Harvick fan, a bigger fan of Door Bumper Clear than the Dale Jr. Download. You know, I think it's all right. I guess I just prefer the charisma that comes from the Dale Jr. Download. It seems just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just Dale Jr.'s presence as well. There's just something that's about the Dale Jr. Download that seems just more, I don't know, maybe wholesome's not the right word, but in my opinion, that's the vibe that I get from it. Jacob Prince, trying to put his whole self into that first position. Noah Belleville holding him off for now, but as we saw in the first 30 laps of this race, the tires wear off, and Jacob Prince is there. The last green flag pit stop, Tom Sears, Nick Pressey, Toby Estes, all pitting on lap 30, and Kyle St. John as well pitting on lap 30. So right to the end of that window, quick math will tell you, 60 laps will be the start of this next green flag cycle. And if we stay green, by the way, as we're approaching halfway, drivers will need to pit. If they save, well, the drivers that pit on lap 31, they're going to need to save, an extra lap each stint just to have a chance to make it all the way. If there's no overtime, by the way, we've gone caution-free. Gavin Hudspeth in the 16th position is the last car on the lead lap. Although it's Gen 4 cars and Gen 4 rules, we do adapt some of the newer rules into our style of Gen 4 racing. So we do have the lucky dog. If Gavin goes a lap down and if the caution comes out, he can then get his lap back. If the caution comes out now, it's the hometown driver, Ryan Pinnell from Hollywood, Florida. He would get his lap back. But as pit stops are now beginning, all of that's going to change drastically. Noah Belleville just barely holding on to that lead. Let's see from his angle. In the Jimmy Spencer machine, Noah Belleville leading this race right up to green flag pit stop round 2. And Papa Bear, you can help me out with this one as well, since you helped me out with the Dale Jr. car. It was Jimmy Spencer, and who else drove the target car? This is one of my favorite paint schemes of the early 2000s. And one of my most occurring memories is of Jimmy Spencer and Kurt Busch getting into it at Indianapolis. And Kurt Busch telling Jimmy that he was number 11. I think that's that race. Correct me if I'm wrong. That might have been 2003, 2002? 2002, I think, because Kurt was in the Rubbermaid colors. Anyway, I'm getting distracted by that. Papa Bear, let me know what happened there. But definitely Jimmy Spencer, one of the drivers of this famous Chip Ganassi Target racing machine. Jacob Prince in that double 9. Just right up there. Nick Pressey in that 94 sits in third. The driver from Brooklyn in the bronze medal position. Now, to the credit of the top two, if you look on the left side of your screen, you'll see that Nick Pressey is 11 seconds behind the driver. That's in second place, Jacob Prince. So Nick's going to kind of fight for third right now with Toby Estes right behind him. And I'm not sure if Toby got a speeding penalty because he finds himself in 18th, one lap off the pace, despite having an incredibly quick car. And here come the pit stops. Later than I would have expected, but drivers probably saving fuel, or maybe just the track getting a little more warm than you'd expect. So Kyle St. John is in the pits. Gavin Hudspeth moves along, but Briley Wright is there. There goes Dale Markowski. Kevin Feemster, St. John. Here come the leaders. There's Prince, there's Belleville. Here comes Nick Pressey. He's coming off. Jeremy Brio's coming off. Matt Kent in the 31. He's bringing the Cartoon Network machine for a rest and a redraw. Tampa's Ryan Lindemann, another Floridian, will come off the racetrack into the pits. At the front of this race, Vincenzo Iacovazzi once again. All of the top 4 drivers, as Noah Belleville comes around, all the top 4 drivers still need to come down into the pits. Vin Iacovazzi, is he gambling on a caution? We've passed the halfway mark now. We're on the back 9. Yakovazzi leads in the middle of the second green flag pit stop. Chris Fleming in second. Tommy Withers in third. Jacob Prince running in sixth. 1.67 seconds behind Noah Belleville. Talk about attacking pit road. And the pit stop time only 0.3 apart, but Noah Belleville spending 39 seconds flat on pit road. Jacob Prince spending 43.25 seconds on pit road. A 4-second difference on pit road now makes what is 1.8 seconds between Noah Belleville and Jacob Prince. Moves like that can set you up for a race win. 60 laps to go this time by. And from Virginia, Tommy Withers leading this race in his number 6 Viagra Ford. He will lead lap number 65. Matt Kent will try to run the rest of this lap in a straight line. Let's see where he's at in that 31. He's just behind him. There he is. Got to ask him where he's pitching. Again, we mentioned earlier the accomplished pitcher from Texas A&M. And then last year, I think he was pitching in Taiwan for the Fubon Guardians, as you see the race leader, Tommy Withers, come in. So Noah Belleville's going to be your new leader, and I think he might be pitching there again. I'll have to ask. Matt Kent sits in 17th, the last car on the lead lap, and the pride of DeSoto, Missouri, Noah Belleville, now sits just ahead of Jacob Prince. I say just ahead. It was a few tenths at the start of pit road. Belleville's taken off with it. 2 seconds. Now the gap. And how about Cody Pennell? Season 4 Dover winner by a lap and change in the chat. Puts respect on that man's name. Says the stream looks great. And it's talking about the best scheme of the night. Talking about Belleville, possibly, and we got a new follower, an X-Ray Lion, as well. And I got to turn up that Darrell Waltrip sound effect. He says 200 miles a damn hour every time somebody follows. I got to find a way to make that louder, or maybe just, turn the volume up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Noah Belleville will lead lap number 68, and now we have 69 laps up on the chart. Jacob Prince in that second position, and the pride of Southampton, Massachusetts, Tom Sears. 3 seconds ahead of fourth, 3 seconds behind second, and Toby Estes. How about this for a sight? You want to talk about some classic paint schemes. Estes in the 8, and another Floridian in this race from Central Florida, Ricardo Catania in that 2.4 DuPont Chevy. How about that? You want to talk about a good-looking race car. Obviously, I'm 100% biased. If you don't know, now you do. I'm a massive Jeff Gordon fan, and iRacing just brings this thing to life, doesn't it? And I think for the longest time, Papa Bear, you've been my solid fact checker tonight, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, before we go on to this, I'm getting distracted. Papa Bear dropped some more knowledge in the chat, talking about 2002 to 2004. Let's go back to Noah Belleville in the 41. He sits 2 seconds ahead of Jake Prince. And I feel like I'm going to go on a tangent, so let's get some close battles here before I start rambling on. God knows I love to talk. If I bore you at any time, just mute me and watch the cars. I don't care. Matt Seeger in that 16 Camry. He's battling with Jeremy Brio. Watch them drag. Well, not much of a drag race, but watch them go down the straight. Steven Oberstadt in the double 8. He's battling with the 61 of Josh Gaiman. St. John now trying to battle the Season 4 champion, the 2-car Thomas Andrews, and the light gleams off of those 7, 8, and almost 900 horsepower Gen 4 race cars. Man, these guys were really just running in a stupid amount of horsepower in the late 90s to the early 2000s. Kevin Feemster also trying to get some action with Vincenzo Iacovazzi. Vinny, lucky number 13, in position 13. A quarter of a second behind Steven Oberstad, and then Josh Gaiman in the number 61 DIY machine. He sits behind Toby Estes, who rounds out your top 4. And I got the order wrong again here. That's Matt Seeger. That sits ahead of Josh Gaiman. My timing and scoring is too slow for me. I'll get that fixed. Anyway, doesn't matter. What was I talking about? I told you I would get distracted. The 41 of Noah Belleville. Papa Bear in the chat, let us know. Jimmy Spencer ran that paint scheme from 2002. Jimmy Spencer drove this one. And then he said this paint scheme ran from 02 to 04. And then, was it Jamie McMurray in the Haviland 42 car? That was awesome. That was fantastic. Love some of these classic paint schemes. Gotta give it up to the Blue Deuce as well. Rusty Wallace making the Blue Deuce famous, but I believe this is the Kurt Busch edition. And again, Papa Bear will let me know here, but I think this blue Dodge is the Kurt Busch Dodge. And didn't Kurt Busch recently make the news like today, Thursday, for getting a DWI? I think we were just talking about it hours ago in the Discord chat, but I think Kurt Busch got in serious trouble again. I say again, allegedly. I haven't read the whole story. But I only read the headlines, and I read that Papa Bear in the chat said, yesterday Kurt got arrested for DWI. Pop, is this his second one? Is this his second DWI? I'm interested to find out. Look, I'm making light of something that could have hurt somebody. You know, Kurt apparently, according to this headline, was driving while intoxicated. He could have hurt somebody. That's not condonable behavior. However, it happened again. It's bad that it happened once, but you let it happen again, and you know what? Far be it from me to judge Kurt Busch. I'm saying that with an accusatory tone. I can't say none about it, but it sucks that it happened again to Kurt. Cody's in the chat. Our season 4 winner saying you can't stay off the sauce. And he got pulled over doing a 63 in a 45. That's a lot. That's 18 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's crazy. Well, that's crazy to be doing. I mean, we've all done, come on, let's be real. We've all done more than that and gotten away with it. We've probably all done that and gotten pulled over. It just sucks that the guy who got pulled over doing 18 over the speed limit was Kurt Busch while he was intoxicated. That's bonkers, man. Anyway, this is the battle for 8th. The Taco Bell machine sits ahead of the Celsius Camry. You guys ever had a Celsius? They have a hell of a lot of caffeine in them. I think for the 8-ounce cans, they have something like 200 milligrams of caffeine. Again, don't take that as gospel. I could be wrong. But compared to, let's say a Red Bull or anything like that, or I think like a Reign Energy that I've seen some people drink, there's a lot of caffeine in a Celsius. Tasty drinks, though. No complaints. I think they're delicious. I think they're tasty drinks. I like a Celsius. Has anybody ever not? If you haven't had a Celsius and you're in this chat, say something. Let me know. If you haven't had one, what are you waiting on? Do you think Chris Fleming has had a Celsius? The driver of the 38 working on the driver of the 88. I wonder if Steven Oberstad has had a Celsius. This is the battle for what, 13th? Thomas Andrews up 5 places from where he started, just inside that top 10. Gaiman in the 6-1, 1 second equidistant from Andrews in 9th, and Yakovazzi in 11th, who continues to creep up towards the top 10. Pit stops in 9 laps. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. We've gone caution-free, and I say 9 laps. How about right frickin' now? Thomas Andrews decides he's going to come down into the pits from 14th. And Papa Bear asking, what's on the hood of the 2? Well, I can tell you what's on the hood of the 2, Papa Bear. It's the logo for Thursday Night Thunder. Let's see if we can get a different angle. We can't, but watch it go around one more time. Here. This is Thomas Andrews coming into the pits. It just says TNT on the front. It stands for Thursday Night Thunder. And then on the deck lid there, it says Drip Diecast and Collectibles, which is our season sponsor, which is as smooth a segue as I've ever heard in my entire life. That was awesome. If you love any of these paint schemes that you see here tonight, check out Drip Diecast and Collectibles. They're on eBay. They're on Facebook. I think there's actually a link tree for this, meaning you can click on this link and then we can... it's a link to all the stores here. Let me find this out here. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Forgive me. But Drip Diecast and Collectibles, it is genuinely, I mean this, it's your #1 store for any sort of NASCAR memorabilia and sports memorabilia that you can think of. Check out Drip Diecast and Collectibles. They're on eBay. They're on Facebook. A couple other stores. We're going to find you that link, and we're going to put it in the chat here. But check out Drip Diecast and Collectibles, eBay and Facebook, your #1 store for NASCAR and sports memorabilia. Thomas Andrews in the Thursday Night Thunder Dodge to the inside of Kevin Feemster. That is not for position. Andrews in 21st. Feemster now sitting in 12th. At the front, 1 second ahead of this race from the Show Me State and making them proud, showing what's up. Noah Belleville at the front of this race, and I just realized we're still backed up for a really long time. I have no idea what I'm talking about there. Anyway, let's regroup. 40 to go? Belleville out front, Jacob Prince in second, Nick Pressey in third. Or is that Tom Sears in third? Nick Pressey's in fourth. Tom Sears is 9 seconds behind the top 3. Nick Pressey apparently is, 9 seconds behind Tom Sears? Yeah. And then Kyle St. John creeping up for fourth. Imagine Kyle St. John gets a podium on his TNT debut. We are 9 seasons into the story of TNT. We've had multiple champions. We've had back-to-back champions. Aiden Norman, the most successful TNT driver to date, won 3 championships in a row, and we never saw him again. That's a lie. He went off to do great things. Shout out Aiden Norman. And if you're watching, Aiden, say hi. Don't be a stranger. Matter of fact, that's up to me, isn't it? I should probably reach out and say hi. It's been too long since I talked to him. But Aiden, if you watch this, hi. Belleville's at the front. Tom Sears is in third. 2 seconds now of the gap. And again, we have pit stops coming up in just a few laps. If Belleville attacks pit road like he did on the last cycle, he can gain another second from this position. Then what's Jacob Prince going to do? Who knows? We're going to have 35 laps to go when this cycle starts. And from there, drivers are honestly able to go 31, 32 laps on a stint. They first pitted on lap 30. This second round of pit stops was around lap 61 to 62. Let's see if we can get some of this. There we go. Exactly what I'm looking for. "26 laps so far for Noah Belleville, able to do 31 laps. Cody says Belleville is the tire whisperer. He just might be. You see, he was running the high lane early on, and then he saw Jacob Prince running the low line. Belleville has moved on down to that low line. Maybe he knows something beyond what Jacob Prince figured out, because in that second pit stop stint, Remember, Jacob Prince was still right on Noah Belleville's tail. He was running right beneath him, and he made it work. Who knows? Who knows? What we do know is, according to this graph in front of us, we've got 4 laps until Noah Belleville has to come in again. 4 laps from now will be lap 94, and if he decides to go another 31 laps from there, he just might make it. It depends on how much they save. Assuming Noah Belleville comes in on lap 95, he'll have just enough fuel to make it. If there's a green-white checker, he has to think otherwise. How about this? 6th place, 6 cars in contention. Gaiman in the 6-1. They were 3 wide for a minute there. Here's Brio in the 7-4. Matt Seeger leading them all. 4.5 seconds behind Kyle St. John in 5th. Here comes Thomas Andrews trying to make some sort of ground on Gaiman on the outside. Andrews running in 19th. However, he could be fighting for a lucky dog or just to get a caution and get his lap back in this green flag cycle. He needs every position as much as these guys do. Jeremy Brio on the top side. Ryan Pennell trying to stay in the top 20. Thomas Andrews just ahead in the Hollywood driver in the Mac Tonight machine. We were talking about nostalgic paint schemes. How about this? You know, and I think one time I went to McDonald's and I had a little 1/64 die cast of this Mac Tonight car, and they gave you the stickers that you could put on it as well. I loved that thing. I bet you can find this thing on Drip Diecast and Collectibles. Head on over, Drip Diecast and Collectibles, eBay and Facebook, and if they don't have this, message them. They can probably find you this diecast, the Mac Tonight Ford. And Papa Bear, I'm going to need your help again. This was either 1998 or 1999. Bill Elliott ran this car, obviously with a 94 on the side, not the Penske 12. But I don't know for how many races. Did he, I want to say he ran it at Charlotte, maybe. It was one of those, you know, Coke 600 or Winston paint schemes, but I might be wrong. And I think he did run it at night because McDonald's was coming out with their campaign of, you know, their drive-thrus being open late at night. Again, could be super wrong, but Papa Bear, if you're interested, if you're not interested in doing all this NASCAR-based research, don't even bother. You know, you don't have to do a thing. But I'm genuinely curious if anybody in the chat knows. Look it up. Let me know, when did Bill Elliott run this car? I'm going to say it was 1998 Charlotte. Let's see what the answer is in a moment. Gaiman in the 6-1. Currently leading his last pit stop on lap number 64. Quick math tells you he's going to come in next time by, which on a 31-lap stint would give him enough fuel to go to the end. The drivers that are about to pit will have the gas to go the distance, but will they have the track position? Noah Belleville pitted on lap 94. He's back out on the racetrack in the 3rd position, 6 seconds behind Chris Fleming, by the way. The Riverhead pilot running in 2nd in his first ever TNT race. Another pit stop on the horizon, and he's coming in now. Brio goes around him. Here comes Noah Belleville. Gaiman is also into the pits. Noah Belleville will come around and take the lead. Quickly approaching 35 laps to go. Car 41. The target, Chip Ganassi Dodge of Noah Belleville, leads the race, and in the Coors Banquet Chevrolet Impala, with a quickly approaching Budweiser machine, the battle of the beers will take place for second, and Toby Estes is gambling. He may have incurred a pit stop penalty earlier. I'll have to check with him, but he last pitted on lap 83. He definitely does not have the gas to go the distance. On a 31-lap average stint that we've seen, he's probably going to end up pitting, lap 1, I can't do the math, 115 with 10 to go? Toby gambling on a caution, flat out. He needs a yellow to happen here in the next 15 laps. But hey, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out for him. He sits in third right now, carrying the flag for the Bluegrass Bandits. Papa Bear dropping some knowledge on us. This is Yakovazzi and Wright battling it out. The Ford Taurus and the Chevy Monte Carlo for the 12th position. Papa Bear talking about the Mac Tonight machine from Ryan Pinnell. Ran 5 races. Ran in Bristol. And there he is, Pinnell, coming into, getting service in the pits. The Mac Tonight machine ran 5 races in 97. See, I was wrong because I saw the 1998 decals on the front because these Taurus decals were only for 2 years, 98 and 99. So I was dead wrong here. Papa Bear telling me here that the car was driven in 97. Bristol, Richmond, Loudon, Dover, Martinsville, and once again at Bristol. Awesome. Good to know. So it didn't run exclusively night races either because it ran at Martinsville. They didn't have lights back then. Loudon doesn't have lights now. Dover. So, and Bristol ran 1 day race. So I think it only ran 1 race at the night. I was super wrong about this one, but still super classic paint scheme. And then back to Thomas Andrews, who's got the Blue Deuce in the 12th position. There he is. Kurt Busch joined Penske in 2006. He joined mid-season with Miller Lite. So if he joined mid-season, what did he had to have replaced what? Rusty Wallace, who was driving this 2-car as interim driver between Rusty Wallace and Kurt Busch. I need to brush up on my NASCAR history. Somebody let me know here. Who was between Rusty Wallace and Kurt Busch? Who drove the 2? Or was it Kurt Busch that took over mid-season? Maybe. We'll find out in a bit. 20 laps to go, quickly approaching. Noah Belleville at the front of this race. Josh Gaiman running in 8th. He's in a close battle with Jeremy Brio, Vin Yakovazzi, and Briley Wright, the 2-9 and the 13 side by side. Watch this. 1-9 at the line becomes 18 more circuits around Homestead-Miami Speedway. Noah Belleville leads Jacob Prince by 6 seconds. 6 seconds on the racetrack. Last time on pit road, Noah Belleville, 27.92. His total pit lane time, 27.92 seconds. Jacob Prince, 34.52. Noah Belleville attacking pit lane every single time, not making a mistake. And he sits there 5.8 seconds ahead of Jacob Prince. That's 6 seconds. There's Prince in the 99 machine. If this continues, the defending champion has his work cut out for him. Greenwood, South Carolina's Jacob Prince is going to have an incredible time trying to win this title against Noah Belleville. Long-time TNT veteran. I call him part-time, because we always give him stick about not being able to run all 16 races in the season. And genuinely, he was in, I think he finished, second or third in points? Something ridiculously close last season as well. This could be the year for Noah Belleville. And next week, we're going to see these two battle again. Rockingham Speedway. Next week, 8:40 Eastern, right here, Rick James TV on Twitch and YouTube. Aiden Norman has disgusted the presence of this chat, of this race, with his name on my screen. No, that's all lies. We were actually just talking about you, Aiden. Welcome to the show, my friend. We were just talking about you, that you showed up, you won 3 championships, and we never saw you again because you went to go play Army. So, congratulations on that. But in any case, Noah Belleville trying to stop this man here, Jacob Prince, from getting his second consecutive TNT championship. Prince trying to emulate the great Aiden Norman and get 2 consecutive championships, maybe 3. But again, the guy that's going to stand in his way is driving this target machine. Lucky number 13 laps to go next time by, and lucky driver 13 in a battle for the 9th position. Here's Briley Wright and Vin Iacovazzi. They're fighting it out for the 9th spot between the leaders. Aiden says he misses TNT and cracking more part-time jokes about Noah Belleville. But he says he's going to win 6 races, and that's what Noah Belleville does. He shows up, he wins an absurd amount of races, but he doesn't race enough races in the season to win the championship. Let's go back into TNT here. In Season 8, let me give you the points. Jacob Prince, by the way, a crazy season. 6 wins. Wins the championship by 28 markers over Toby Estes in second. Noah Belleville with 5 wins and an average finish of 6th. Unable to beat Jacob Prince. And why? Because Noah Belleville did not show up for as many races as he could have. No, that's a lie. I'm making fun of him now. He says he tried, and he definitely does try. You can't blame him for it. But it's the start of a new season. It's a new campaign. It's our 9th season of Thursday Night Thunder. I think next spring will mark 5 years for us in total as Gavin Hudspeth decides to grind up against that turn 3 wall. Noah Belleville leads Jacob Prince by 5.4 seconds. And imagine a late race caution comes out now. Dale Markowski battling with Ryan Lindemann, one of the Floridians in tonight's race. He's running in 17th. And Dale Markowski now trying to get 16th back from Lindemann. Kyle St. John, the rookie, who's impressed me, definitely. Coming to 10 laps to go next time by. St. John sitting in the top 5. Josh Gaiman trying to reel him in. Gaiman did pit 4 laps after St. John, so he probably has the advantage on tires. But this is an incredibly strong performance from this rookie. It is a hard league. It genuinely is. We've had, Tom Sears win 2 championships, Thomas Andrews with 1, Norman with 3, Prince with 1. But genuinely, no driver has as many drivers as has won a stupid amount of races. Like we mentioned, Jacob Prince, who won 6 races last season. It is an incredibly hard thing to do, to be consistent for 16 races. Even Jacob Prince, I think, got a speeding penalty at Talladega, with 3 races to go last season, and it ended up not costing him the championship, but he couldn't solidify that championship up until the last race. Being consistent for 16 races is part of the challenge of Thursday Night Thunder. Prince stood up to that challenge last season. He's your defending champion. Noah Belleville has now entered the ring, and with 7 laps to go next time by, it is clear that he's here to practice, he's here to tighten his skills, he's here to win that Thursday Night Thunder championship. It's kind of one of those unwritten rules that Noah Belleville, not an unwritten rule, but it's kind of common knowledge that Noah Belleville is capable of winning a Thursday Night Thunder championship. And there's plenty of drivers in that category. Noah Belleville, Jacob Prince, obviously, he proved it last season. Tom Sears, he has 2. Josh Gaiman showing incredible speed. You take a look at drivers like Toby Estes in that 8 car. He finished 2nd in the points last season. Ryan Pennell finished 5th, by the way. Hollywood, Florida, Ryan Pennell, running in the 21st position. He finished 5th in the points as he's about to crash the race car in front of Matt Kent. Consistency is key over those 16 weeks. Shout out Briley Wright, who finished 4th in the points last season. 6 wins last year to Jacob Prince's name. He finds himself 6 seconds behind Noah Belleville with 6 laps to go. To put that into perspective, Aiden Norman's 3rd championship season, 8 wins. In Aiden Norman's 2nd championship season, this is season 6, he had 7 wins. It's just an exponential growth. Jacob Prince in his rookie season was 2 wins away from tying the all-time record for wins in a season. It's ludicrous, the amount of dedication that you have to put in to be good at this. And it is just sim racing. Let's be honest. It is sim racing. We're not driving real race cars here. But it is, real race car drivers use these sims for their training. It is an incredibly close experience. Although it's not being in a race car, we have the comfort of sitting in our living rooms, but it is not an easy task to undertake. Jacob Prince won 6 races last season, came away with a championship, and in season 9, the driver from the Palmetto State looks to win again. Noah Belleville, from the state that says, show me. And he's going to show a lot of people this season. 3 laps to go. 4.5 miles remain for the driver from DeSoto, Missouri. Tom Sears, the 2-time champion, poised to take home a bronze medal. Don't be fooled by the lack of noise out of the Celtic Supra. There is championship contention. Obviously, there is championship contention, not just with this race car, but with this race car driver. Again, the Achilles heel to his Season 8 championship run, consistency. The tools are there. He gives it a little bit of a shake. The tires are wearing now, and not just consistency, but focus. 2 laps to go. He's running in 3rd. If he loses focus, he could crash the car. That could be from 3rd all the way down to 10th, maybe even worse. Who knows? But it's that magic C word. Consistency is key. Shout out to Repeat 1975, by the way. That's just talking about that consistency. That made me think of our old gag of the Rick James dictionary there. So Pete, who I think is moving, having quite a big move coming up soon. So shout out to him. Shout out to the whole 1975 family. And I hope things are going well for Pete. Matter of fact, I have his phone number. I need to text him. White Flag is out next time by. Jeremy Brio and Vin Yakovotzy are going to do their thing. And the 41 has 3/4 of a lap to go. Just 1 mile remains for the Missouri driver, and if he doesn't crash it now, he'll come home with the opening win in the Season 4 campaign. Thomas Andrews also in a tight battle there. How about Gavin Hudspeth in the 83? Andrews grinding along the wall, and that might be the end of that battle, and it might be the beginning of this battle here. Noah Belleville puts his line in the sand in the championship fight. He wins at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Kyle St. John in 7th. Vin Iacovazzi, 8th, Jeremy Brio, 9th. Gavin Hudspeth comes home 1/10 of a second ahead of Thomas Andrews, and Belleville does it. The 41 car victorious at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, and he says, how about that? Belleville, it could be his year. Iacovazzi will give his congratulations. Jacob Prince will also give a traditional nudge, and the champion letting the 41 know, I see you. Didn't even notice up until this point. He has that Thursday Night Thunder logo on his deck lid, so that's even better. Belleville, your winner at Homestead. Don't go anywhere, fans. We'll be back with our top 3 in just a moment.
Heyo.
Oh, shit. Oh. Well, might as well just get this underway here. After just cussing right there, my mistake. After I just gave a speech to everybody not to cuss just an hour and a half ago. Not even. Apologies for my fruity language there. We'll try and make sure that doesn't happen. In any case, let's get this disaster on the road here. It was. I tell you what. Everything went off without a hitch up until I opened my fat trap after the race. How about that? What a way to start season 9. In any case, all right, Aiden with a special request there. We'll see what happens. Let's start with our bronze medal driver before this gets any worse. Tom Sears, the pride of Southampton, Mass. 3rd place tonight. Great race.
Hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's good. Good long runs there. I was messing around on the bottom a little bit. I mean, I saw everyone else go to the bottom, and I was like, okay, maybe I practiced wrong. And then I just decided to hell with it. Sorry, I'm going to the top. So I went to the top, made a couple moves. I think I got back down to 5th at one point early. Made a couple moves, just got my track position, and just kind of took it easy on the outside. Could never. I was kind of close to them in the first 2 pit cycles, and then I just couldn't track them down. They started to pull away, and by the end they were well ahead of me. But good to start the season off like that. Put the Banner 18 Celtics car on the podium. It's not a win, but I'll take a podium. Good start to the season. Congrats to Noah on the win, first win of the year, and really happy to see defending champion Jacob Prince back here too, and he's right where he left off. So good race.
A good race, I would say so. Tom Sears with your 3rd place finish. We'll see you next week at The Rock. Now on to our 2nd place finisher. One Jacob Prince, our defending champion. JP, silver medal tonight. What more did you need to get around Noah Belleville?
I'm really not sure. I felt like those first two runs, I felt like had the slightly faster car on the long run, but then those last two runs, my car just started falling off really bad on the long run. I don't know if I was cooking the tires too early, trying to keep up in that situation or what. But he deserved the win. You know, we've had a lot of good battles throughout last year, and I'm sure there'll be plenty this year. So glad I could get second place. Good way to start the year.
We'll see you next week at The Rock. Congratulations on that silver medal. And Noah Belleville, top of the tree once again, the pride of DeSoto, Missouri. And round 2 now sits ahead for you, Noah. A win tonight at Homestead, and I was pointing out tonight that you attacked pit road and you gained, 1 second at a time here. Just in that stint. Was that the secret for you tonight, and what's going to happen next week at Rockingham?
Yeah, I actually think Prince was doing a little better job than me getting onto pit road, but something either on the pit stop going into the box or the pit exit, I was where I was gaining the time. But yeah, he was keeping me on my toes. I fell behind there at the beginning. Just kind of took a little bit to get settled in and kind of used the top to work my way back. I probably would have stayed up there longer, but it was tight on fuel, so I was just hanging it on the bottom to make sure I was good. But yeah, props to Prince. We had a good battle. That was a really fun race, and couldn't ask for a better way to kick off the season. Caution free.
Caution free for 125 laps, however many miles that was. What do the track facts say? 187 miles and change. Not a bad run. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the win.
Better than last year.
A lot better than last year. What, we started at the Nashville Fairgrounds with 16, 17 cautions? What a disaster.
16 cautions.
Good God. Anyway, a lot better start than last year. So congratulations on that. Next week at Rockingham, man. First place?
Yep. Thank you.
Well, no, I'm asking you, Noah. Are you going to finish first at Rockingham next week?
Oh, well, I don't know, Rick.
We're going to find
predict
out.
these
Say
things.
something positive.
I mean, I'm sure Toby will probably be the guy to watch. He's pretty quick there.
We'll look out for Toby Estes. All right.
I wrecked him last year on a restart when he was ahead of me. So, yeah, he was better,
Thank you
but
for that, by the way.
I wrecked him. Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that again this time. I'll have to wreck
Listen
Toby at his
to
best
me.
track
You're
to
not
keep him-
no
keep him
absolutely.
down.
We talked about this.
I'm kidding.
Be kind to other people. Well, so I guess everybody, you know, if you're a fan and you're watching, I guess now you have to tune in next week to see if Noah Belleville's going to crash 3 people out of spite next week.
We're gonna kick you out of the playoffs, Moldy.
Oh,
All right, we're going to let that go before this gets any further. Fans at home, thank you so much. Season 9 of Thursday Night Thunder went off without a hitch up until I opened my fat mouth, and then everything else just went to garbage. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week at the Rockingham Speedway for more of this awesome, barely put together Gen 4 entertainment. Until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all